Thank you once again. We're back. Motivational Monday, Season 2. I'm your host, Pierre. Thank y'all so much for y'all continued support. Continue to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Today we have two lovely ladies coming on. Thank y'all so much for coming today. We have Miss Bozena and we have Susan. Thank y'all so much. Y'all sit down. So a little bit about Motivational Mondays is just to work as a platform to showcase progressive individuals such as yourself. I like to come and invite people on and have us tell us a little bit about your journey in life. Okay? So for the viewers and the people out here that don't know who you are, I can have you start with Susan first. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we can go to your lovely cohort here too as well. So,
my name is Susan, half of Mommies and Mechanics. A little bit about myself. I'm a certified phlebotomist.
Okay.
That's my day job. I have two kids. One is 10 and 12, boy and girl. And I'm 30. I will be 33 in November.
Okay, that's what's up.
I'm Bozena. I'm the other half of Mommy's Mechanics. I have 3 children, and I'm a senior tech software analyst.
Okay. Well, thank you once again, ladies, for coming on. I love your little shirts, so let's tell us a little bit about this Mommies and Mechanics that y'all got going on right now.
So Mommy's Mechanics is a nonprofit that we started to help single moms in the Metro Atlanta area get their cars repaired.
Okay.
Being that we're both single moms, I just thought that there was a need to help single mothers help pay to get their cars fixed because it's so expensive, and finances are already tight when you're a single mother.
Believe me, I just got my brakes fixed.
Yeah, right. And then it's never just brakes; it's brakes and rotors.
Then your transmission break, and then it's like you gotta take the kids out, and
Exactly.
Okay, so is it like a website or like how do they find out about Mommies and Mechanics?
Our website is mommiesandmechanics.com.
Okay.
And you can go on there. We have the different tabs to be able to, if you do not need assistance, you can be able to donate, or if you do need assistance, you can be able to apply as well. And that's all on the website, plus some information about us and our backgrounds as well.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's wonderful, and I admire the fact that you both are women are single mothers as well. I was raised by a single mother. That's my hero. She's my backbone. So let's talk a little bit about yourself. So y'all always been friends? Like tell us a little bit about story, why? Because y'all are business partners now. So I mean, y'all besties. Y'all besties now too, bro.
We're business besties. Like, super. Yeah, literally, it happened so fast. I think Bozena came up with her whole idea of how she wanted to create Moms and Mechanics. And I think what I did was I saw the idea and I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely a wonderful idea. I want to be a part of it. And I became a part of it. And I kind of boosted her to really go full force and really start our organization.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I think she posted up something on Facebook of the idea.
Oh, wow.
That she had in her head. And I literally I came across, because we were Facebook friends. We were high school friends, but we were also Facebook friends.
Okay.
We didn't really know each other personally. And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is such a good idea. I would need this help. Literally, I would definitely apply for Moms and Mechanics.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you gotta do this. You gotta start this up. I want to be a part of it. And it just kind of went from there.
It just clicked.
Yeah, it just clicked and went from there.
That's beautiful. So earlier on, I'm gonna ask Bozena. I'm gonna ask you earlier. So earlier on, in high school, was this something that you seen that you're doing? How was your viewpoint of where you are now?
No.
What was it?
I still don't think about no single mothers.
Amen.
Secondly, no, really, I think looking hindsight, right? I can see how I always had some sort of entrepreneurial spirit. I've been doing hair since high school, making my own money since high school in that way. And I've always been really impulsive. My mind's always, I'm a creative person, so I'm always thinking about, oh, this is great, I could do this. And I could form the whole thing in my head. Executing it is a different story.
Yeah.
So it's funny because Mommy's and Mechanics is probably one of the millions of ideas that I've had. But the fact that it actually did become something, really, I would have to say was just God, because I don't know why this was the thing that stuck.
Yeah.
I can say she definitely was a huge part of that because, like she said, I had put it out there.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to note there were other people who were like, I'm interested in helping. But, in the back of my mind, it was like, it just she kept coming to the forefront of my mind. Like I said, we were friends on social media, but I don't know, every time I saw her, it was like, I should ask her to help me.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? And then eventually I just almost this time last year, you know, we sat down and talked about it, and then as it's unfolded, she really has been everything. But she just said she's been everything that I needed.
Wow.
And she's everything that I'm not, you know, so.
That's your bestie. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's literally like a feed off of each other's situation. Like she has the aspects that I need to attain, and I have the aspects like she needs to attain. Like we just feed off of each other like that.
Wow.
And it's crazy how that brought into place.
Yeah.
Like,
so how was it in high school? Like when y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all passed each other in the halls and stuff. What was it like?
We were in different groups.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she was a grade ahead of me.
Okay.
So it's not like we had classes together or anything like that. Yeah, I just knew.
It's like you knew of the person, just didn't know the individual.
Exactly.
Okay. So was there some type of plan that you wrote down before you decided to start Mommy's Inner Mechanic, or is she the analytical person of the group?
no.
I think I'm the analytical person. But
She's
you know, like I said, I'm very impulsive. I remember that night I really like sat down and just started building a website.
Wow.
And then I posted it on Facebook. Yeah. I was like, this is like the soft launch of my new project, right?
Yep.
And that's not with me thinking about how much is this really going to take to do a nonprofit. I hadn't thought about any of that. I didn't know anything about nonprofits. It just was like, we'll just take money from people and we'll just, that's how naive I was. Yeah, it's simple. They'll give it to us, we give it to them. It's simple. But when we sat down and we just started brainstorming, you know, that's why like she understands the importance of brainstorming because you really get to start, you know, questions come up.
Yeah.
She's the question person.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it makes me think about things I never thought about.
So she's like the devil's advocate.
Oh yeah, like she's like I'll be like, and it's this and this and this, and it'll be wonderful. And she's like, so how are we gonna do that?
Exactly.
So when this happens, then what we gonna do? And then I'm like, dang, you know.
She was happy to tell you as soon as you get there. Like, oh my God. Okay.
Yes,
I ain't telling you nothing else.
That's exactly how it was. Even when we first sat down, our first initial meetup, it was so funny because she came with her pad and her, you know, a pen and everything. And she was like, okay, I have a whole outline of what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do this.
Yep.
So how do we want to start this? And I was like, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. I'm just gonna be the one that's really like pushing it out there.
And make sure you stay on top of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you got all your.
That's very important
stuff.
too, man.
I feel
the
like
execution
it is.
aspect is the most important thing with anything.
Exactly. That's how this whole thing came about. Because if it wasn't for that initial meetup, I really feel like
I would have never done it.
Yeah.
I would have never done it.
Did it just stay the idea?
It would have been an idea.
I am a goal-oriented person. And it was towards the end of the year, so I had already started thinking about next year.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I am. But I mean, there's a lot of things I put on my list of things to do, but if there's no one there to hold you accountable, nobody's going to know that you didn't do it.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I think because I had already put it out there a little bit, I knew it was something I needed to do, and then...
that was a risk, too.
Yeah.
That was a big risk.
I don't think that stuff through.
Plus, not to mention,
okay.
she is a mother of 3.
Yeah, I was just about to
You know
ask
what
you
I'm
that.
saying? And she has very young children.
Yeah.
You know, my children are a little older, so I have more time, you know, to really be like, okay, let's do this, let's do this, do that. And she's like, oh, but I really have to do this and not do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, once you get done with that, let's do this.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of those things where it was kind of like just that push that she needed. She had everything else though.
So how was that balancing too? Because y'all have your whole career too on top of this. So is somebody the supermom, they get all the kids, and then I'm gonna focus on this aspect of the business, and then she becomes the supermom to get all the babies, and then
So I think about that, our children are never around each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't know. I think we talk like Bojana has this thing where she's already tech savvy. Okay. So I'm not very tech savvy. She'll send me like, okay, we're gonna have meetings on Mondays and Wednesdays or something, and she puts it in this Google the calendar, the calendar or whatever. And I'm like, wait, what? You know, so what I have to look up, like she's like, no, it should come to your phone automatically. You know, and so that type of stuff, I think. It makes me want to be like, okay, she said it's gonna come to my phone, so let me see if I can, you know what I'm saying? It makes me want to get into it. So I think, like I said, we feed off of each other, and I think with us having, as far as the kids go, I realized that she is a mother of 3. So I think we try to communicate later on in the nighttime.
That's usually after bedtime.
After bedtime.
She's still in the office. I've been at home since.
Oh, so you working from home? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The virtual school, all that. So it's really easy for me to get wrapped up in my world at home and
Yeah.
completely forget anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might be in the back of my mind, but I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
I never have idle time to be like, what hasn't been done?
Yes.
That's why I have to do the calendar stuff so that something can remind me.
Yes.
You probably need to check in. I wouldn't say she has free time, but I think, you know, like she said, her kids don't need her as much.
They're more
so
individuals.
she has the time to kind of be like, we haven't done this in a while. And she's consistent. I'm not a very consistent person. And so
I admire her. She
She's
called herself.
straight up.
She called herself out.
Straight
That's
up.
a very good trait to have.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's a very
It
good
is.
trait to have. Seriously.
To know it but she works on it.
Yep.
Like she's like, okay, I gotta get better at this. You're
Yep.
right, Susan, I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yes.
Why
we
do you
need to
sound
do
like her boss? Like, you're right, Susan. I do gotta get it right. Okay. You're
Because
good.
sometimes she's like, no, you're right. No, you're right. And I'm like, I'm just saying, you know, we need to do this. But yeah, I think that we just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just works like that. It just works.
So I do want to ask you a question though, and that's kind of what I sent you earlier. So were there ever times like earlier on that you had to motivate yourself to still like work with her or work with like, because the fact that y'all really didn't necessarily know each other, so it was kind of a risk for you to reach out to her like, hey, I'm interested, I want to be a part of this. So what was your thought process before you actually asked her that you want to be a part of something? Because I mean, I know me, when I see people, a lot of my friends reach out to me and stuff for business and stuff, but it's like, I know who you are as a person, so I kind of like see a red flag when it comes to me having business with that. So imagine somebody you have no idea who they are.
Absolutely. I think it was more, I've always wanted to start, just like what Bojan said, that entrepreneurial spirit I've always kind of had. I've always wanted to start. My thing was, I think my idea was more of a temp agency.
Okay.
For, you know, helping people find jobs. But when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, no, that is really dope. Because when my kids were little, like your kids' age, there was nothing out here that you can apply and get car assistance.
That's true.
Or there wasn't anything that you can apply for and get assistance with trying to find daycares and cars, period.
Yeah.
You know, to even like buy off of someone. You know what I'm saying? Like a credible mechanic that you can go to that has good cars.
That
that
won't
you
hit
can
your
buy-
head,
won't
charge
hit
you
you
extra
over
like
the head,
$400
things like
for
that.
something simple.
I'm like, this could be global. This could be way bigger than us. You get what I'm saying? This could be way bigger than Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So I think I saw something in it. And I think I saw what it could possibly be in the future.
Okay.
And was like, I definitely could be a part of that. I see myself being an asset to that. And I think that's what I tried to explain or tried to portray.
Okay.
Bojana,
But why did you trust me though?
why did I trust
Like
you?
we got bank accounts together.
Ooh.
We do.
Y'all married.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like being married.
Because I always saw that in you as well. Like I think I think that's what we initially figured out about each other, that we always kind of, you know how you have somebody that you see on social media that you be like, oh, they're really dope.
Yeah,
Like they look at it, you know, you look at their story.
I
or
encounter
whatever.
people like that in person. It's like, yeah, you kind of use social media and then the real, yes.
You're right. There's sometimes you can see it on social media and be totally different.
Oh my gosh,
But then
yeah.
there's those few people that you see on social media that they really do live that for real in their real life.
And they're really applying themselves to the stuff that they post.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think with Bojana, she would come out with little YouTube videos that I would watch from time to time. And I would be like, oh, she is like really like, what's the word? When you're just like you said earlier, she takes dang, what am I trying to say? She takes ownership for her actions. She takes accountability for her actions. Yeah. You know, and she makes herself like she's gonna tell you, hey, I was wrong on this part. You know, but this is what I'm gonna try to do to fix it. You know, and she's actually like that in real life.
Wow.
Like she's actually like that in real life. So I would see the YouTube videos that she would post up from time to time, and it was certain different subjects or whatever that she was talking about. But I would watch them and I'd be like, no, I really would like to be with her. Like, I could be her friend. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. I really could be her friend. I think people do that a lot on social media. They see people that they really could be friends with in real life because they see them so transparent. Yeah. That's what I think it was, the fact that she was so transparent. And I was like, I really feel like I know her already. Wow. Kind of like, and we're not even friends for real.
So I'm going to ask you, Bojana. So when she reached out to you, What was your first interpretation? Like, how did you respond to that? Because I know you probably I know with me, like, don't be trying to take my business, my baby away. Like, come on now. I mean, we got mutual friends.
That's a good
we got
point.
mutual friends, but you know,
that is
like,
true.
That is a good point because I am really independent. I'm not a group person.
She isn't. She isn't.
Under groups. When we used to have to pick people in school, I was like, why can't I just do it myself?
Let me just do it. Y'all just put your name on it.
If she don't want to suggest something that I think is stupid, and I'm gonna have to tell her I think it's stupid. You know, no. But that did make me a little nervous, just not about her, but the number of people. Period. It was a comment thing. It wasn't like she called me and was like, "Hey, I want to help." It was like people commented, but she stuck out to me because I was already following her too.
Wow. Okay.
Well, it's Motivational Monday. She motivated me a lot because, like she said, her kids were older than me. And so we had a mutual friend who mentioned her. He was like, when I was struggling, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And he was like, Susan doing it? Susan got 2 jobs. Susan doing this, doing it. And so I think that's what made me start paying attention to her. Like, she is doing it.
Yep.
She bought a house. She, got certified. She got a bachelor's degree now. I mean, she's never stopped either.
Yeah.
And so you see those things. There's certain things that, like you said, you can fake on social media, but there's certain things you can't fake.
Right.
It's true.
You can't
Being
fake
a queen is one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the accomplishments, the things, I could see the ambition in her. And she's really hardworking and self-motivated. I don't have to motivate her, which is...
Yeah, especially, oh my gosh.
Especially in business.
Yes,
I don't
that's
have to
the
motivate
worst.
her.
Yeah.
And she's going to do what she said she's going to do. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I really think God kind of helped me with that because I didn't trust in anybody.
Yeah.
And it really just goes to show because everything that she portrayed, that's really who she is. She's a very hardworking person.
Wow. So this is kind of a personal question. Is there any type of like soul work that you two women do, like on your own as individuals, and that kind of you apply that to your life as well as with the business with each other?
You said soul work?
Yeah, so like interpersonal work, soul work. I use
Yeah,
affirmations.
she's
I'm a
reading
very
the whole book. You just read that book, and because you were constantly telling me like, oh, this is really helping me with this, and this is helping me look at that, and
Yeah, it's like a 28-day.
like a chicken noodle soup kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like every day it has different things that it wants you to do, things that you want to pray for and or talk about. Like it had me write a check of what amount of money that I wanted to attain at a certain point. And every day you look at that check. You put it somewhere where every day you're going to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Different things like that I like to read just because I'm all about manifestation.
Yes.
I'm all about when you see it, when you think it, when you talk about it, it becomes you.
Yeah, the power of speaking life and death by the tongue.
Exactly. So I think that helps me as far as seeing moms and mechanics, like I said, to go way further past just helping people with, or helping single moms with their car repairs and maintenance. Like this could be something way bigger than that, and I want it to be, I think we want it to be something way bigger than that. We want to go international and all types of things. So
yeah, because everybody need their car fixed.
Yes, and there's single mothers everywhere.
like it's not for someone who's necessary. It doesn't have to mean that you are just not doing it well. It could just be, it doesn't matter. It's just you have a need and we need to help support each other.
Yes.
The world's not always the friendliest to single mothers. Sometimes they kind of shun you or they look down on you or, all these things. So when really you are like raising the future.
Yeah, you are.
While trying to take care of yourself, because there's nobody taking care of you. So, I think that's something I just want to touch on. And then, like, as far as
you doing your interpersonal soul work, yes.
We both are faith-driven women.
Yeah.
I know they're saying she's posting stuff all the time. I'll post stuff, feeding to each other. That way, if I see a YouTube video that I thought was inspirational, I'll send it to her.
And ask me questions about it later.
So
she will not. Yeah, she will not be like, just send it to me and that's it. She's gonna be like, so.
I hate that.
Like, so if I did,
get a chance to watch it,
like if I did get a chance to watch, I'm like, I didn't watch it, but I'm gonna watch it. Like, yeah, you really need to watch that because it's and I'm like, okay. Definitely holds me to that. But go ahead.
It's just because it probably means I saw something that he said that I'm like, ooh, that really applies.
That's true.
Like, girl, this makes sense because I felt this type of work.
Yeah. Because I'm an analytical person, so I like the breakdown of things. But yeah, we're definitely self-development.
Okay.
Is, I know you said soul, but all of it.
Personal growth. Yes.
All of it. And it's like she, teaches me things like maybe, I'm going to say teach her things, but just kind of plant seeds, open doors and things.
Mm-hmm.
I know she didn't used to be that active on LinkedIn, and now I don't hardly even get on LinkedIn as much, but I do, and it's like, Susan has completed this. Susan has completed this training. Susan has, and I was just like, dang, she really, but I love to see that. Because it's like, that's how you help people grow.
Yeah.
You feed off of each other.
That's the importance of a team.
Yeah.
You can't do anything in this world by yourself. And that's the biggest thing about faith. Even with this whole show, it's like I had faith in how the show was going to go, but I believe of the outcome of it. So I just continue to walk forward. And I have people that hold myself accountable as well as me. So I just feel like it's very important for the soul work that you do and understanding and calling yourself out before anybody else gets a chance to be that person to call yourself out. And to be okay that you're wrong in certain situations. Because it's like a lot of times I experience a lot of pride that I have with myself from understanding the weaknesses that I have. Yeah. And it's like, before I go out and portray my weaknesses to the world because I'm using my pride to think that, no, it's actually a strength, call myself out. Be humble enough to know that, okay, maybe I don't like to read that much. Exactly. I don't like to study that much. But I mean, there's an audio book out there. I got my homegirl Susan that's going to read it. It's going to break down a 5-page format of exactly what needed to be explained about something. And I feel like that's very important. And that's the whole focus of this show is just to understand it's like everybody does soul work. Everybody has an ambition. Everybody has a plan with themselves. But it's just understanding direction and putting the risk of actually putting your dream out there and allowing people to comment on it.
Right.
That's important. Even though some people might not even look at it to that extent, a lot of people outside, and I know some viewers is like, I'm sitting on a lot of ideas. I mean, it was a time I went to church. I mean, I'm a spiritual person. I don't go to church like I need to. But it was one time that I did go, and the pastor said something to me that has resonated with me till this day. And he's like, the richest place in this world is a graveyard. Because so many people are buried with their dreams and aspirations that they could have done, but they didn't choose upon themselves to showcase that. So I admire the fact that God brought you an idea and you applied it. And brought something like Susan into your life. Because that's important. That's what people need to see in this world.
Hey, it's Bo and Susan again. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us at Mommies and Mechanics. If you're looking for assistance or you want to donate, you can go to www.mommiesandmechanics.com. And you can follow us on Twitter at @momandmet. You can also follow us on our Facebook page.
And remember, some days she doesn't know how she's going to get it done, but it gets done. Moms never quit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good job.